Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Tiki Talka. Joseph, it's Travis, that's Michael. Here's a quick preview of what we're talking about today.
We're going to start with the Rolls Royce, Declan Rice.
Say he's the future of England in that position. There's no way, man.
He is consistently and has been the best midfielder in the world, hands down.
He's great at defending. He's pretty good at attacking, but is he world class at either? No.
He would thrive in Roy Keane's era when you had to do a little bit of everything.
Reece James from Chelsea. No way. I feel like he plays once every 3 games.
How is Dominic Szoboszlai not in the team of the season?
You could see the defenders are scared when they come up against him. This guy is on another level.
He's the future of French football. On the left wing, Hugo Ekitike.
He's going to be the next Lewandowski for the next decade.
I picked Jeremy Doku over him. Doku can come in and drop the shoulder and he's gone every single time. You know what's coming, you can't stop it.
My number 9 in this one, if you're talking about not just a man manager, but also a tactician, pound for pound, this guy is right up there with Unai Emery. All right, guys. So as you can see, we're going to be going over the Premier League Team of the Year. Now, just to give you a little bit of context on this, we are basing it just on the Premier League performances and this season. As you can see, Michael is back. Welcome back, Michael. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I am doing much better because we did something incredible this season, and that has put a big smile on my face. I don't think I remember the last time I stopped smiling.
I am just as happy as you are in this past week. So doing pretty good now. Terrible end of the season, but man, I love preseason so far. It's been really, really good to me.
For those that don't know, we're each representing a team here. Obviously, my team in the Prem is United. Joey, he's for some reason wearing a Wolves there, but he's a Liverpool fan. And Michael,
Give me a second. Give me a second.
repping that Arsenal.
Give me a second.
Oh my god.
He brought that
So
on
are
just
you
for
gonna
you,
get next
Joey.
season's kit with the golden badge?
Best believe I'm doing that. That's the first thing I'm ordering.
Joey, he has to get the gold badge because it might be another 20 years till they get up another Prem.
Hey, when was the last time you guys won?
It's been about 12 years, maybe 13 now.
14 maybe, going to 15, 16, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You know how tricky numbers get.
All right, guys. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Hopefully this doesn't become all Arsenal here. So
Oops.
let's go ahead and start with the keeper. Joey, who do you have for a keeper?
I think the defense is pretty easy. So obviously it has to be David Raya. She won the Golden Glove this season. It's kind of easy to have most clean sheets when you play with the best defense in Europe, but you still have to be a good shot stopper, and he's good. So my pick's Raya easily.
Man, if I was to say anything else, I'd upset quite a few fans from the greatest fan base in the world. But seriously, I think David Raya, safest hands in the Premier League, been pretty consistent all year. Only one error leading to goal, 19 clean sheets. There's been saves that he's made this season that has seemed like it's stopped time and time again has showed why he's won it 3 consecutive seasons. So definitely David there.
I agree with you guys on your shouts. I wonder if this is going to be the only unanimous decision we have. But yeah, David Raya, what can you say that you guys haven't already said?
Mhm.
Coming to claim crosses, he doing it just as well in the Prem as he did in Spain. Didn't have too much to do, but when he was called upon, he was solid. So we'll add David Raya there. So then let's move on to left back. Michael, we'll start with you this time. Who do you have for your left back?
This was a bit tricky. I don't want to say it's going out of style for a lack of better words, but everyone who plays fullback now can invert and kind of do a little bit of the dirty work. This left back, I feel like, is a traditional left back. He's someone that a lot of analysts and media personnel, they rate this guy, and his name is Lewis Hall in Newcastle. I love this kid. Lewis Hall, I believe he's a future of England.
Joey, what was that expression for?
That was a great shot, Michael. I really, really rate Lewis Hall too. A phenomenal fullback. But say he's the future of England in that position, I think it's just, there's no way, man. I think there's an obvious pick to be the future of England in the left fullback position. It's probably not what you would assume he would play in the left back position because he is a holding midfielder. That's what he came through the ranks as. And I think this season, the best left back in the Premier League has been Nico O'Reilly, bar none. This guy's been so good, dude. He's played out of position. What he offers defensively is great, but you mix that in what he offers on the attack, he's the future right there, man. He's like Trent, but he can score. He doesn't need a dead ball situation to do something. O'Reilly will create the magic.
I think sometimes as a professional, when you're that versatile, become that utility player, yes, you're valuable to your team, but when it comes to the national team, it's sort of like, what do we do with you? Because with the national team, you don't get that much leeway to float and kind of do whatever you want. But I think he's a stud. I think he's a standout player.
But O'Reilly had those big moments, man, scoring the FA Cup, scoring in the Prem. He already shown himself to be a big game player, and that's crazy from someone his age.
I don't think it's a bad shout at all. Lewis Hall taking over Luke Shaw's spot in the England starting team, I think that's 100% valid, especially when you're playing against teams that have a strong right winger like Mo Salah. You're going to need somebody that's going to play more defensive when you're not going to have the ball most of the time. So I could see Lewis Hall playing in those games where England are sitting back a little bit more. But for my pick, also went with Nico O'Reilly. Not only is his major breakout season, but he was both offensively and defensively super sound, made a name for himself. So let's move on to right back. This one I actually struggled with a lot. Originally, I was going to pick Urian Timber, but I didn't. And it's not because he plays for Arsenal. The only reason is because he was injured. I think if he played the whole thing, he would have had it in the bag. But I went with Reece James. He's had years and years and years of injury. And if we're taking that in consideration, he wouldn't be here. But I think Reece James has been pretty solid this season, both when he was playing midfield and right back. Their stats are pretty similar.
Reece James from Chelsea. No way.
Yep.
You start, Michael,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, just start, dude. Yeah, you go in,
Yep.
bro.
He plays, I feel like he plays once every 3 games. And I can't tell you a period where he's played consecutive games, like ever. And if he's played an entire season and Chelsea finished 10th, I'm confused by that.
Look, United finished, 15th last year? And Bruno's pretty well. So just because your team sucks doesn't mean necessarily that you suck.
Bro, Reece James is crazy, dude. That's like me saying, no, Connor Bradley was the best right back this season, bro. What are we talking about here? Reece James and Connor Bradley played the same amount of minutes this season, bro.
Oh my gosh. No, not even close.
You. Dude, Reece James was here half the season. Bradley was here half the season. All right. So this one made me think pretty hard on the back four. I put Timber in because he was part of the best defense in the Premier League this season. He's very solid defensively. He's not very good going forward, but that's not what Arteta wants. I think his back four, he just wants 4 guys that will stop the attack by any means necessary. And that's what Timber does.
All right. For the next one, we'll do center backs as a pairing. So Joey, go first.
I wanted to shoehorn Sensi into this team somehow, but I couldn't shoehorn him in, so I had to do the most dominant center back pairing this season in Europe. And it's going to be Gabriel and Saliba. I'm not going to give Gabriel any flowers. I'm not a fan of him at all. Saliba is like the French defenders of like the 90s, the 80s. He's calm, cool, collected. He's a fortress. This guy was the best center back in the league this season, easily.
I'm surprised you didn't try shoehorn Van Dijk in there, dude. I know your Liverpool bias ways.
It was a bad Van Dijk season. Van Dijk was still top 3 defenders this season in the Premier League.
I have the same 2 as you. Arsenal's had the most solidified back, so you got to put Gabriel, and I'm not putting him on this level whatsoever, so do not come at me in the comments.
No,
But
say what I'm thinking. Say what I'm thinking.
it kind of
okay.
reminds me of that Ramos and Varane partnership where Gabriel is kind of like the Ramos-ish type of player where he's more physical. He's going to go up and score headers and be more offensive. And Saliba is French quick pace. He's going to sweep it up.
I hear it.
I can't believe you just gave them that, dude.
I didn't give him that.
That's more, you know, that's more to add, more ammo. I don't know why I never thought of that, but thank you, Travis. I just
What's your problem, bro? Like, why did you have the need to say that?
maybe the last 3 years, the most consistent, they complement each other so well. There's not those 2 together is just a match made in heaven. And I enjoy them I enjoy watching them play so much because they understand each other. I think that's the biggest thing.
All right, so let's move into the midfield. Michael, we'll start with you. Just give me your 3 midfielders all at once.
Let's stay in North London, okay? Shall we? We're going to start with the Rolls Royce, box to box, all around the field, does whatever he wants. Declan Rice, Bruno Fernandes, 100%, 21 assists. He is consistently and has been the best attacking midfielder in the world, the best creative midfielder in the world, hands down. The third one, this was difficult because I know that Morgan Gibbs White has had an amazing season. But then there's a player, first name is Morgan, last name is Rogers. my goodness. I knew he was a good player, but Unai Emery has brought something out of that kid. If we get hands on him, that free-flowing soccer that you guys are opting for us to go back to, I think we see it next season. But we need to get hands on that player right there.
I'd take him at Liverpool in a heartbeat. He may be rash at times, but that's just down to him wanting to just score. He wants to attack. He wants to put the defense on his heels. So he's so good, man.
And he has this sort of flair to his game, it's his swagginess. It's just, yeah, I'm still pretty young. I'm not in my prime yet.
It's so nice having someone like that on your team, man. I foresee him exploding like Mane did once he went to Liverpool.
All right, so it sounds like you have Rice, Bruno, and Morgan Rogers. All right, Joey, name your three.
Man, let's go with the only one we agree with. Bruno Fernandes broke the Premier League assist record this season in the 6th position. I can't believe you didn't say this. You said this guy was flying all season. I was like, all right. And then you brought up Villa, and I was like, huh? It sounds like you're pretty upset over a wonder goal that got smacked on Raya's head. Because how is Dominic Szoboszlai and not in the team of the season, man? He was Liverpool's best player by far. He can play in the 10, he can play in the 8, he can play in the 6. He'll play right back for you if you need him to. He can even play in the front 3. This guy was so good, man. Rice is good. Rice is very, very good at being a holy midfield player, but this is what I say about Rice. He's the best attacking 6 and the best defending 8. He's great at defending. He's pretty good at attacking, but is he exceptional, world-class at either? No, I wouldn't say so. He's a great all-around player for sure. He's top 5 midfielders in the world, but I just don't have him being this insane world beater, man. I don't see that, and I think you have to put Szoboszlai over him. You have to. You easily have to. After that, Rodgers is a great shout, but again, when you're talking about young bucks, how are we not looking at Bournemouth? How are we not looking at Junior Krupi? 13 goals this season. This guy is good. The stats may not tell the whole story, but when you watch him play, when he has the ball, he's exciting. Defense has to just focus on him because he's going to tear you apart. Bournemouth phenomenal this year. They're in Europe, and I think he's 80% of the reason why.
But we're talking Premier League team of the season. He had great moments. But if you're saying from game 1 to 38, I don't think he goes over certain players. If we're talking Premier League players of the season, I just don't think you put him over Declan Rice. If you put somebody over Declan Rice, it shouldn't be him.
So you're exactly right. I didn't put Krupi over Declan Rice. I put Dominic Szoboszlai over Declan Rice.
When the reigning champions don't reign, they look for certain things to kind of help them. Same thing with United. United finished 16th last season, finished 3rd this season. Now we have to talk about the 21 assists over Arsenal winning the Premier League.
We got 4 points this season off Arsenal.
And then you guys finished how many points below Arsenal?
We won the league in April last year. You guys wanted the game to spare.
We both won the league.
We both won the league, exactly. You know who hasn't won the league in a while?
That's cute. You guys can have little arguments. Sometimes you have to let people take the prem every now and then. Good luck catching up. I know Joey's there. How are you doing over there, Michael?
The only thing that's promised is tomorrow. So I kind of just look at the future. So anything that's happening in the past with people holding on to something that happened when Sir Alex Ferguson was around is very, very difficult.
We haven't been good since Fergie left. That's facts. Just like Liverpool wasn't for 30 years. So I put Bruno Fernandes down because obviously we all agree on that one.
Okay.
For my other ones, this is how I thought about it. Joey, you were putting Rice in the 6. I wouldn't put him as a 6. He was a 6 more so at West Ham. At Arsenal, he's more of an 8. So in that regard, I would put him up against Dom. And there's no way that he's beaten Dom. I get Rice is a good player, but I am along the lines of Joey. He would thrive in Roy Keane's era. In the late 90s, early 2000s, when you had to do a little bit of everything. He's great at a lot of things, but is he the best 8? No. Is he the best 6? No. So I think in that regard, Declan Rice would miss out on my midfield 3 for this one. And in the 6, I'm surprised nobody's brought this guy up. Elliot Anderson. He's whooping everybody's asses here in that position. The only other one I thought I could put is Caicedo, but when I was looking at the stats, it's not even close. Elliot Anderson is doing well. He's the first name on the midfield sheet for Thomas Tuchel. Elliot Anderson was unstoppable. He's hands down everybody's 6. Those are my midfield 3. Bruno, Dom, and Elliot Anderson. So we have to come to an agreement, guys. Everybody agreed Bruno. 2 out of 3 said Dom.
I'm willing to put Rice in over Krupi. I will give him that.
Yeah, Ryson over Krupi for sure, but we're talking this position. If you want a balanced team, Bruno's the 10, Dom's the 8. We need a holding 6.
Yeah, Bean got put Rice in because when he was in the 6, it's very, very good.
Elliot Anderson, he's an exceptional player, but it's really easy to stand out when everyone else is kind of bang average. You're hoping he continues this form into the national team. So it's a little bit of a risk to put him in the team of the year. I would put him second tier.
But you guys remember, this is based on this season. And I will tell you this. Look who's at home for the England squad for World Cup. Cole Palmer, back at home. You have Phil Foden at home. This guy made an impression on Thomas Tuchel taking that spot. Because if you remember the last tournaments that England were a part of, guess who played the 6? Rice. Guess who played the 8? Jude. Guess who played the 10? You had a mixture of Foden as a Cole Palmer. So this guy took Rice's spot to shift Rice over to then shift Jude over and kick out the other one and send him home. So this guy has made a name for himself. I'm not saying Rice is bad, and if we go with Rice, I'm cool with that. But I'm just saying Elliot Anderson needs his flowers, guys.
He's going to get a game at best. Guaranteed. Rice is starting every single game. Elliot Anderson might get second game of the tournament, maybe third, but I know Tuchel is bringing him as a second tier 6. Rice is going to play every single game, 100%.
All right, we'll go with, sounds like we're going with Rice. So now let's move to the left wing.
All right. Here's my delusional Liverpool take. He's the future of French football. On the left wing, Hugo Ekitike. He is so, so good, and people have adjustment periods. Hugo had none of that. He came in dynamite right away.
I also have Hugo Ekitike. It might be a little bit cheeky because he did play a lot through the middle as a 9, but he also did play for the left, and there's somebody else that I have for the 9, so I'm going to have Hugo Ekitike off for the left. He's been on fire, especially coming from the Bundesliga where everybody has been making fun of players like Timo Werner, like Wirtz. This guy hit the ground running. Nothing's stopping him. This guy is going to be one of the most exciting players of the next few years if he comes back healthy.
I picked Jeremy Doku over him. Doku can come in and drop the shoulder and he's gone every single time. You know what's coming. You can't stop it. He's a top player. The stats don't really match because he's being told to play a certain way. He's being told to hug the touchline, try to get the ball to Haaland, and that can take away from who he is as a player and what he can be. But I've seen what he can do outside of Pep's system, and this kid is just special.
Doku's good, but I think the reason why Doku doesn't get his flowers is this Pep system. Doku's job is to assist Haaland. He doesn't do it particularly well. He'll take his man on for sure, but he's just going to be hammering crosses into nowhere. He'll get the cut inside in 9 times out of 10, but where's that shot going to go? Is it really going to be on target? No.
Doku's a good shout. He was probably my second pick. He's improved his output as well this season, but I do have Hugo's. All right, so let's move on. Michael, why don't you start with the right wing?
Antoine Semenyo, he is scary good. Pep allowed him to be himself. He found a way to contribute, and he had 21 goal contributions, 17 goals, 4 assists. If he wasn't scoring, he was still getting shots on target.
Yeah, I agree with you on that shout, man. Whether it was at Bournemouth or City, this guy has been a maverick, and it's hard to stop him. You could see the defenders are scared when they come up against them. This guy is on another level.
My pick is also Antoine Semenyo. He's been good for 2 years. He makes a huge jump from Bournemouth to City. Like, these are real expectations where if you don't perform, you're done, and that's probably it for you. And he just kept performing. He's just going to be a nightmare. He's going to be a headache for you.
Now let's move on to the number 9.
I hope this is not that big of a shock to you guys, but I do like João Pedro. He showed glimpses of his potential. He is a very, very good player. I do feel like next season, Javi can get a lot out of him. And he was the most consistent player they had all season. So that's definitely the reason why I put him up there. I didn't put Igor because he only scores when people are not watching.
Solid shout, man. I do like me some João Pedro.
Yeah, João Pedro is a great shout. He is so good. But if it's a 9, it has to be Haaland, right? I'm pretty sure he had the most goals and assists this season in the Premier League again. This guy wants to win a Ballon d'Or. He wants to keep competing for trophies. He's a competitive freak. He's just a freak of nature. This guy's the best 9 in the world, easily.
For myself, my number 9 in this one has to go to the winning. Where you going, Joey? Sorry, dude, I can't even do it with a straight face. It's Erling Haaland. It has to be Erling Haaland. At the end of the day, you want your 9 putting balls in the back of the net, and there's nobody better than Haaland.
Don't even. Ugh.
You were ready to send me off.
I was ready to say, no, game's abandoned, forfeit. It's over.
I had the biggest smile on my face.
Look at you. Dude, come on, no way. And it pains me to see, a City person in there. But, I mean, Haaland's Haaland. And for him having a poor year to his standards is still whooping everybody else. What can you say? What more can you say? This guy's, again, going to win a Ballon d'Or in the future. And I agree with you, Joy. If they get fined, he's out. So, all right, let me go ahead and put him on here then.
I would have to agree with that regardless. But the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of Holland is because that's the standard for him now. You're supposed to do that because you're so good at what you do. In terms of his play style, I don't know if Maresca is going to give him the opportunity to really drop in and try some things, but we've seen him try to do it and it hasn't been the most effective. When the comparison starts, I always lean towards Killian because he's technically sound, but I don't disagree at all. He's a good player. He does what he does. End of story.
I agree that Holland needs more to his game as far as flair goes. But you know who he reminds me of is like Lewandowski. If you want somebody to just put the ball in the back of the net, this is your guy. He's going to be the next Lewandowski for the next decade.
Like,
All right. Now, finally, let's move to the manager of the year. Who's going to manage this team? This is a game time decision for me, guys. I struggle for this one. There was 2 managers, and they're neither of yours. Not mine either. Don't worry. It was between Unai Emery and Andoni Iraola. So those 2, with the resources they had to be pushing for the spots that they did, amazing. I'm going to give this to Andoni Iraola, and here's why. Not only did he compete and get Bournemouth into their first European spot, he almost made a Champions League spot. He competed with a lot less budget. He lost his whole back line, and he still managed to perform at this level. This guy is on another level. I wanted him at United. I wanted him at Milan. I would take him at Madrid. Unfortunately, it looks like Joey's getting him over at Liverpool. If you're talking about not just a man manager, but also a tactician, pound for pound, this guy is right up there with Unai Emery.
great shouts. But I'm actually going to surprise you guys with this pick. But when teams come up from the championship, you kind of expect them to go back or at least be fighting relegation. And Sunderland's head coach has done an amazing job with the team. And these guys going to Europe. Regis Lebres, I think he's the manager of the season for what he's done with Sunderland.
My heart wanted to give it to Arteta because he finally got over the hump. However, the issue with giving it to Arteta was how long it took him to finally get over the hump. Yeah, he had the FA Cup when no one was in the stadiums. He spent a lot of money. He bought any center back that was available in the market, any holding midfield player he could on the market.
I could have sworn Liverpool won when nobody was in the stadium.
No, I was thinking the same
You
thing.
mean 1920 when we were 25 points ahead before the shutdown happened?
It's just because the shutdown still happened.
Who was going to catch us? At least 1920, over half the season, there was fans in the stadiums. 2021, no one was in the stadium. No one was there. That's when Arteta won his FA Cup. That's the point I'm trying to make. That he had no pressure then, and he wins. Then he had real pressure for an awful long time. And what were they? Always a bridesmaids, right? They finally shook that, but it took a lot of spending and it took a lot of time. And just because of that, I can't give it to him. You got to give it to Areola, man. Bournemouth in Europe, losing Hausen, Kirkes, Semenyo, and still being that good of a team. He's a very, very good manager.
All right, guys, so it looks like with the 2-3 vote, we're going to go with Mr. Andoni. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking at this team, looking at the manager. I'm satisfied with this squad. This thing looks difficult to beat.
This is like an end of season FIFA team for me, man.
Exactly. All right, guys, that's all we have time for today. Take a look at our team. Let us know in your comments. How'd you think we did? Is there anybody that we could have swapped out? If so, let us know who, especially the manager. All right, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Tiki Talka.
Laters.